Hello, my lovelies. It is time for another book haul, so stay tuned. So I have acquired books from several different locations. This whole stack here all came from a store called Ollie's. Then I have books that came from multiple different online stores. And then I have some giveaways, and then I have a book that came in a subscription box. So we're just going to start with the books over here, the ones that came from Ollie's. Ollie's is like an overstock kind of store, and so they have really good prices on the books that they have in there. So the first one that I have here is Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee, and this is the long-awaited sequel to Kill a Mockingbird, and I just really enjoyed To Kill a Mockingbird, and I've heard mixed reviews on this, but this is set much later in the future. Our main character from To Kill a Mockingbird, she was just a child then, and she's 26 in this book. So yeah, this is her. She's returning home from New York City to visit her aging father. And it's set against the backdrop of the civil rights tension and political turmoil that was transforming the South. So that is what this one's about, and I got this one for $3.99, though I think I had like a 15% off of everything I bought when I bought these. Okay, so next up I have It's Not Summer Without You by Jenny Han, and at the time I purchased this, I wasn't even realizing that this was the second book in the series. The first book is The Summer I Turned Pretty, so let me pull that up on Goodreads. This says, Belly measures her life in summers. Everything good, everything magical happens between the months of June and August. Winters are simply a time to count the weeks until the next summer, a place away from the beach house, away from Susanna, and most importantly, away from Jeremiah and Conrad. They are the boys that Belly has known ever since her very first summer. They have been her brother figures, her crushes, and everything in between. But one summer, one terrible and wonderful summer, the more everything changes, the more it all ends up just the way it should have been all along. And this sounds super cute, and I really enjoy Jenny Han's writing. She wrote To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and I love that trilogy, so I wanted to read these as well, and I think that they're coming out with a movie for this series as well, so I think that'll be super cute. This was also $2.99. Next up we have Hearts, Strings, and Other Breakable Things by Jacqueline Firkins, and this says, Mansfield, Massachusetts is the last place 17-year-old Addie Price wants to spend her final summer before college. It's the home of wealthy suburbanites and prima donnas like Addie's cousins who are determined to distract her from her mother's death with cute boys and Cinderella-style makeovers. Addie has her own plans, and they don't include a Prince Charming. But as Addie dives into schoolwork and applying for college scholarships, she finds herself drawn to two Mansfield boys who start vying for her attention. First, there's Sebastian, Eddie's childhood friend and first love. He's sweet, smart, and already has a girlfriend. And then there's Henry, the local bad boy and all-around player. He's totally off limits, even if his kisses are chemically addictive. Both boys are trouble. Addie can't help but get caught between them. Someone's heart is going to break. Now she just has to make sure it isn't hers. And I got this one for $2.99 as well. Okay, next up we have Kingsbane by Claire Legrand, and this is the sequel to Furyborn, which I haven't read, but when I saw that I was able to get the sequel for $2.99, I kind of had to grab it. But I do own Furyborn, but instead of pulling it off my shelves, I just pulled it up here on Goodreads. This says, when assassins ambush her best friend, Real Darding risks everything to save him, exposing herself as one of a pair of prophesied queens, a queen of light and a queen of blood. To prove she is the Sun Queen, Real must endure 7 elemental magic trials. If she fails, she will be executed, unless the trials kill her first. 1,000 years later, the legend of Queen Ryle is a fairy tale to Elena Ferracora, a bounty hunter for the Undying Empire. Elena believes herself untouchable until her mother vanishes. To find her, Elena joins a rebel captain and discovers that the evil at the Empire's heart is more terrible than she ever imagined. As Rael and Alana fight in a cosmic war that spans millennia, their stories intersect, and the shocking connections between them ultimately determine the fate of their world and of each other. Okay, next up we have Twitter sensation, brooding YA hero, becoming a main character, almost as awesome as me, by Carrie Dorizio and illustrated by Linnea Gear. This says, 50% writing guide, 50% laugh out loud story. This 100% hilarious read will thrill, delight, and perhaps even teach you a thing or two about the world of young adult fiction. Have you ever wished you could receive a little guidance from your favorite book boyfriend? Ever dreamed of being the chosen one in a YA novel? Want to know all the secrets of surviving the dreaded plot twist? Well, popular Twitter personality @BroodingYAHero is here to help as he tackles the final frontier in his media dominance, writing a book. Join Broody McHottie Pants as he attempts to pin Brooding YA Hero, becoming a main character, almost as awesome as me. A self-help guide with activities, games, and illustrations that lovingly pokes fun at the YA tropes that we roll our eyes at but secretly love. As his nefarious ex, Blondie Damini, attempts to thwart him at every turn, Broody will tell you how to choose your genre, share his secret formula for guaranteed love triangle success, and even explain how to make sure you secure that sequel. Can Brody finish his book? Will Blondie accidentally become the hero of the tale? Will you be inspired to write the next big YA hit? You'll have to read to find out. Okay, and I got this for $1.99. I thought it would be fun. So, yeah. Then I got a few different graphic novels there as well. So we've got Beauty and the Beast, a modern retelling by Jeanne Marie LaPrince. And this is by Dark Tales. And it looks like so. I'm excited to have that. This one was $2.99. Then we have The Snow Queen graphic novel by Hans Christian Andersen by Emily and illustrated by Emily Majarin. And so it's a graphic novel of the Snow Queen. And it looks like so. And this one is $2.99. I figure everybody knows Beauty and the Beast, but if you don't know what the Snow Queen is, it says an icy chill pervades every page in this story of young Gerda's grueling quest through the depths of winter to rescue her friend Kay from the clutches of the terrifying Snow Queen. In this vibrant retelling of one of Hans Christian Andersen's most popular fairy tales, Emily Majarin's stunning full-color art enriches every scene. Next up and that one was also $2.99. Next up we have Red Hood and the Outlaws, Volume 1, Redemption. And it says Red Hood, former Robin, resurrected and looking for a reason to live again. Starfire, alien princess, confounding her teammates with the mystery of her own memories. Arsenal, former sidekick who hit rock bottom and is still trying to bounce back. These three deeply damaged heroes have found refuge in their unlikely partnership, but can they pull together enough to save the world? A war has begun between the mystic all caste that trained Red Hood and the ancient evil of the Untitled, with Red Hood, Arsenal, and Starfire caught squarely in the middle. Now the Outlaws will have to battle reanimated warriors, genetically enhanced xenophobes, and unkillable assassins in order to make sense of the battle they found themselves in. Oh, and this one was also $2.99. Okay, next up we've got a Fables graphic novel. So I've read one Fables graphic novel and really enjoyed it, and I have the second one I'm ready to dive into. But because I came across these really cheap, I wanted to get them because I did really enjoy the first one, and it's all about fairy tale characters, and that's my jam. So I've really enjoyed that one. So yeah. This one is Fables number 150, Farewell. And let me just check. Well, I don't know where in this series it actually is. So I'm not going to read too much about this, but I will tell you that the Fables characters, they kind of got sucked from their fairy tale world, and they now live in a place, well, the human passing ones, they all live in this place they call Fabled Town, which is actually in Manhattan. And all of the non-human passing characters, aka the animals and beasts and things like that, they are upstate New York in the woods and a farm and things like that. But super cute. It's also the first one. There's a murder and they're trying to solve who done it. Anyway. Oh, and this one was $3.99. Then I also picked up, because I enjoy crafty things, I picked up knitting accessories, and it's like 604 different patterns. This was $7.99, and it's just a big book of knitting stuff. I also got the knitting book, yarns, techniques, stitches, and patterns, and this one was also $7.99, and again, it's just a big book of knitting things. And last but certainly not least, what I got from Ollie's was Worldly Escapes Across America and Around the Globe, 120 unique travel experiences. And I want to go everywhere and do everything and just see all of these really amazing things. And yeah, this was only $6.99, and I know it is a much higher price book. Yeah, it's like a $25 book, but yeah, I want to do it all. So yeah, got this. Okay, so I just had to rearrange these because I found out that they had gotten knocked over and were not in the right order anymore. So they're in the correct order now. And this one here on top is actually the one that came in a subscription box. So this was not the typical, you open the subscription box and this is like the main book in it. This was actually a gift in one of the Once Upon a Book Club boxes. So if you'd like to watch the vlog, because I vlog the full unboxing of reading the books and opening the gifts for that book, this was my Halloween vlog, and it was the Haunting of Ashburn House was the main book in that vlog. But this was a gift in that vlog. So this is Dracula by Dacher Stoker and J.D. Barker. And, oh, this is such a pretty book. Like, so pretty. This says, it is 1868 and 21-year-old Bram Stoker waits in a desolate tower to face an indescribable evil. Armed only with crucifixes, holy water, and a rifle, he prays to survive a single night, the longest of his life. Desperate to record what he has witnessed, Bram scribbles down the events that led him there. A sickly child, Bram spent his early days bedridden in his parents' Dublin home, tended by his caretaker, a young woman named Ellen Crone. When a string of strange deaths occur in a nearby town, Bram and his sister Matilda detect a pattern of bizarre behavior by Ellen, a mystery that deepens chillingly until Ellen vanishes suddenly from their lives. Years earlier, Matilda returns from studying in Paris to tell Bram the news that she has seen Ellen and that the nightmare they've thought long ended is only beginning. A riveting novel of gothic suspense, Dracula reveals not only Dracula's true origin, but Bram Stoker's, and the tale of the enigmatic woman who connects them. And I think this sounds so interesting. Okay, so the next 5 books that I have here came from this little online shop that I found out about, and I'm going to link them down in the description, but it's alphabetbookshop.com, and they have, I think it's mostly used books, but I do think they have maybe some new books as well, and I believe that they're all queer, which is awesome. Okay, so the first book I have here is Am I Blue? Coming Out from the Silence. And it's an anthology edited by Marion Dane Bauer. It says original stories by C.S. Adler, Marion Dane Bauer, Francesca Leah Block, Bruce Coven, Nancy Garden, James Cross Giblin, Ellen Howard, Emmy Kerr, Jonathan London, Lois Lowry, Gregory Maguire, Lazia Newman, Christina Sallet, William Slater, Jacqueline Woodson, and Jane Yolen. And I can't recall exactly how much this was, but none of these were very expensive. I want to say they were all around like the $5 range or so, $5 to $8. So I got that. And then we got, or I got, Ship It by Britta London. And this says, Claire is a 16-year-old fangirl obsessed with the show Demon Heart. Forrest is an actor on Demon Heart who dreams of bigger roles. When the two meet at a local Comic-Con panel, it's a dream come true for Claire. Until Forrest laughs off Claire's assertion that his character is gay. Claire is devastated. After all, every word of her super popular fanfic revolves around the romance between Forrest's character and his male co-lead. Unfortunately for Demon Heart, the video of the disastrous Q&A goes viral. With a PR nightmare on their hands, the producers hire Claire to join the cast for the rest of their publicity tour to help smooth things over. What ensues is a series of colorful Comic-Con clashes between the fans of the show that leads Forrest to question his assumptions about sexuality and help Claire come out of her shell. But how far will Claire go to make her ship canon? To what lengths will Forrest go to stop her and protect his career? And will Claire ever get the guts to tell Tess, the very cute, extremely cool fan artist she keeps running into, how she really feels? Cute. Okay, these next three books are all together. They're a trilogy. And we have Rainbow Boys, Rainbow High, and Rainbow Road, all by Alex Sanchez. Whoops. Oh yes, they sent me a letter too, which was really cool. So Rainbow Boys is the first book in this trilogy, so I can read you about that one. It says, Jason Carrillo, jock, good looks, beautiful girlfriend, popular, unsatisfied. Kyle Meeks, swim team star, friendly, easygoing, intelligent, and confused. Nelson Glassman, independent, opinionated, defiant, joker, in love. High school's hard enough as it is without falling in love with your best friend, who's crushing on the most popular guy in school, or feeling like your parents would throw you out if they knew you were gay, or being afraid of who you are. So that is what this is about, and I know that this is my friend Clint's one of his favorite series, so I wanted to get these when I saw them on there. Okay, next up is a book that I pre-ordered from not really a book site. It's actually, I think, mostly like jewelry and that kind of thing. But they sell a variety of stuff. But I pre-ordered this from them. It was Hebel Designs, and I will link them down in the description as well. They had All the Stories Are True, Classics Reimagined in the World of Shadowhunters by Cassandra Clare and illustrated by Cassandra Jean. And it's this lovely fabric-y kind of material. It's a very short, like very short. But it's just like the different fairy tales, but as Shadowhunter type things. And then next up we have a special edition that I ordered from Book Depository because it was just so pretty. And that is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This is the anniversary illustrated edition, and it is just so pretty, and it has these sprayed edges on the top and bottom and these pretty stenciled edges along the side. There's also a gold ribbon, like bookmark in there, and let me see how the cover looks. Oh, the end pages look like this. The back looks like this, and the naked book looks like this. So pretty. So what I know about this book is that Addie, she makes this deal with the devil to live forever, but the caveat is that no one will ever remember her. So as soon as she leaves somebody, like their life or their line of sight even maybe, that they just instantly forget her, forget everything about her. No trace is left behind of her anywhere until one day when she's in a bookstore, she meets a guy that remembers her. And that's all I really know about this. That's all I want to know about it going in. I've heard such good things about it, and I think this is probably going to be my favorite of V.E. Schwab's books. Okay, so these next two books are actually books that I pre-ordered from Amazon. The first one is The Quicksilver Court by Melissa Caruso. And this is the second book in the Rooks and Ruin series. The first book was The Obsidian Tower, and I read it and thoroughly enjoyed it. And as soon as I finished it, I pre-ordered this one. But instead of pulling it off my shelves, I just have it up on Goodreads here so I can tell you what it says. The Obsidian Tower, it says, the mage-marked granddaughter of a ruler of Vaskandar, Rix was destined for power and prestige at the top of the Vaskandarian society. But her magic is broken. All she can do is uncontrollably drain the life from everything she touches, and Vaskandar has no place for a mage with unusable powers. Then one night, two terrible accidents befall her. Rix accidentally kills a visiting dignitary in self-defense, activating a mysterious magical artifact sealed in an ancient tower in the heart of her family's castle. Rix flees, seeking a solution to her deadly magic. She falls in with a group of unlikely magical experts investigating the disturbance in Vaskandar, and Rix realizes that her family is in danger and her domain is at stake. She and her new colleagues must return to the family stronghold to take control of the artifact that everyone wants to claim before it destroys the world. And it was so good. So yeah, I'm really excited to have this one. And the other one that I pre-ordered is A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Everything I have read by her, I have absolutely loved, and this is a new series for her. And so I'm really excited to read this. She's thick too. 632 pages. This says, born shrouded in the veil of the primals, a maiden as the fates promised, Seraphina Muriel's future has never been hers. Chosen before birth to uphold the desperate deal her ancestors struck to save his people, Sarah must leave behind her life and offer herself to the primal of death as his consort. However, Sarah's real destiny is the most closely guarded secret in all of Lancina. She's not the well-protected maiden, but an assassin with one mission, one target. Make the primal of death fall in love, become his weakness, and then end him. If she fails, she dooms her kingdom to a slow demise at the hands of the rot. Sarah has always known what she is: chosen, consort, assassin, weapon, a specter never fully formed yet drenched in blood, a monster, until the primal of death's unexpected words and deeds chase away the darkness gathering inside her, and his seductive touch ignites a passion she's never allowed herself to feel and cannot feel for him. But Sarah has never had a choice. Either way, her life is forfeit. It always has been, as she has been forever touched by life and death. And I love Jennifer L. Armentrout's writing, and so I'm super excited to have this. Next up is another book that I got from Amazon. It wasn't one I pre-ordered or anything, but I did recently read the first book in this series, and I'm buddy reading this entire series. So I bought this one so I could continue, and I loved the first book, so I'm really excited to have the second one, which is Raven Song by T.J. Klune. And the first book is called Wolf Song, and it's gay werewolves. And it follows Ox from the time he's like 12 years old, I believe, until he's like 23, and him meeting a boy named Joe, who is a werewolf, and he essentially becomes a part of this pack, but he's still human, and falls in love with the werewolf and all of that. And it's so good, and I am looking forward to continuing it. Okay, this next book here is, or actually all the rest of these books are books that I got from a giveaway or different giveaways. So this first one is one that I got from, it was either a Goodreads giveaway or a library something giveaway. That is Needlework by Julia Watts. And this is an advanced art copy though. Yeah, it's already come out. It came out on October 5th of 2021. But this sounds so stinking cute. This very much made me think of my friend Clint. Well, let me just read what it says. While other 16-year-old boys in rural Morgan, Kentucky love hunting and football, Cody prefers to spend his time quilting with his grandmother, Nanny, watching Golden Girls reruns, and listening to old Dolly Parton albums. Nanny is Cody's main caregiver, but it takes both Nanny and Cody to take care of Cody's mother, whose drug problem is spinning out of control. Between looking after Mommy and trying to survive in a place that doesn't look kindly on feminine boys, Cody already has a hard time making sense of his life. But then he uncovers a family secret that will change everything. And just like, I don't know if my friend Clint has ever done anything like quilting with his grandmother, but the whole Golden Girls and Dolly Parton thing just screamed my friend Clint, and this just sounded so cute, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. Oh, and this was actually a Library Thing early reviewers copy. Okay, so these last 5 books here are all from one single giveaway that I won from Simon Teen. So yay. I was super excited when I got this. So the first one is Tiny Dancer. This is by Sienna Cherson Siegel and Mark Siegel. And when does this come out? This came out October 5th, 2021. And this is a graphic novel. It looks like so. Sorry if the angles changed, but as I started telling you about this book, my SD card filled up, so I've changed it out. But now let me read you the back of this. It says, all her life, Sienna has dreamed of being a ballerina. Her love of movement and her dedication to the art earned her a spot at the School of American Ballet, with hopes of becoming a member of the world-famous New York City Ballet. But after training for many years to be a professional dancer, her once invincible confidence is shaken by injury and breached by doubts. Maybe it's time to look beyond the world of dance, but Sienna's whole identity has been shaped by ballet. When you've spent your entire life working towards something, how do you figure out what comes next? And how do you know who you are without the thing that has always defined you? This is Sienna's moving and beautifully drawn memoir of her teenage years as a dancer, struggling to find her next step, and as a young woman, finding her true footing in the world. Oh, okay. So this is actually nonfiction. It's by that author. Very cool. All right. Next up we have Troubletown Squirrel Do Bad by Stephen Pastis. And this came out September 7th, 2021. And this just says, a hilarious new graphic novel from the New York Times bestselling author of the Timmy Failure series. Wendy the Wanderer wanted nothing more than to explore the world around her. But then she fed sugar to a squirrel and the town of Trouble imploded. Okay, that sounds super cute. So here's what this one looks like. Okay, next up we have RX Oxy by Neil Shusterman and Jared Shusterman. And this says, synthetic gods sit above us, toying with our souls. We know them as drugs. We feel them as addiction. We see the opioid crisis. But in their heaven, it's just the entrance to the party. A wager between 2 of the newest will determine life or death of 2 siblings on Earth. Isaac and Ivy are both racing towards a destruction that seems as inevitable. One will land on their feet, the other will join the party. The only question is, which? Alright. Oh, and when does this come out? This comes out, or came out, on November 9th, 2021. Next up is Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World by Benjamin Alir Sainz. And this came out October 12th, 2021. And this is the sequel to, I think, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, I believe. Yes, I was correct about that title. Okay, so I pulled it up on Goodreads. I do have the first book, but it's on my shelves. So I could tell you about it here without pulling it out. Dante can swim, Ari can't. Dante is articulate and self-assured. Ari has a hard time with words and suffers from self-doubt. Dante gets lost in poetry and art. Ari gets lost in thoughts of his older brother who is in prison. Dante is fair-skinned. Ari's features are much darker. It seems that a boy like Dante, with his open and unique perspective on life, would be the last person to break down the walls that Ari has built around himself. But against all odds, when Ari and Dante meet, they develop a special bond that will teach them the most important truths of their lives and help define the people they want to be. But there are big hurdles in their way, and only by believing in each other and the power of their friendship can Ari and Dante emerge stronger on the other side. And then last, but certainly not least, we have Vesper Teen by Margaret Rogerson. And I do believe this already came out as well. This came out, yes, September 28th. This says, from the New York Times best-selling author of An Enchantment of Ravens and Sorcery of Thorns comes a thrilling new fantasy about a young woman who must defend her world against restless spirits of the dead. Artemisia is training to be a Grey Sister, a nun who cleanses the bodies of the deceased so that their souls can pass on. Otherwise, they will rise as spirits with a ravenous hunger for the living. She would rather deal with the dead than the living, who trade whispers about her scarred hands and troubled past. When her covenant is attacked by possessed soldiers, Artemisia defends it by awakening an ancient spirit bound to a saint's relic. It is a reverent, a malevolent being whose extraordinary power almost consumes her. But death has come, and only a Vesper Teen, a priestess trained to wield a high relic, has any chance of stopping it. With all knowledge of Vesper Teens lost to time, Artemisia turns to the last remaining expert for help, the Reverend itself. As she unravels a sinister mystery of saints, secrets, and dark magic, Artemisia discovers that facing this hidden evil might require her to betray everything she believes, if the Reverend doesn't betray her first. Okay, so that is my entire haul. It's a lot of books. And hopefully I can get through quite a few of them soon so that when I do my Have I Read It's in the future, I'm not going, why? So have you guys read any of these books? Did you like them? Did you not? Comment down below and let me know. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye!